Okay, we're going live and everything looks good. Excellent connection. Okay, good. So we can start. Everyone, and welcome to another Foreman community demo. And as usual, we want this demo to be as interactive as possible. Everyone demoing today is hoping to hear your feedback, so feel free to write questions and comments to us on Libra at the Foreman. And you can also write here on the YouTube live chat, as both will be monitored. Yeah, thank you. This is not being recorded. You're right. We had a technical issue, that's why we also started late. And I forgot to record. Okay, so thank you. Okay, great. And the first topic will be from me. Just a quick update about our demos. So let me share the right screen. Okay. Yeah, okay, so a quick update about our demos. So here on the foreman.org, we are now updating the new community demo page. So you can see demos from previous years, and the new one is from the last year. And we're updating all the demos, so it's going to be very easy for you to see all the demos, all the topics we talked about, and you can link them, and it will direct you exactly to them second we talked about it in one of our demos. So this is something that I'm working on, and I hope that in the next few weeks we'll have all the demos here. Yeah, that was from me, and we can go to our first topic today, which is by Ian, and Ian is going to tell us today about simplified ACS creation via Hammer.
Alrighty, thanks Nofar. Let me get my screen shared. All right. So I'll be talking today about just something that we have that already came in Catella 4.7 regarding alternate content sources. So I've talked about this before in a previous demo. We have this alternate content source type. But actually, let me step back. For people who aren't sure what the alternate content sources are, for a reminder, they're a way for you to download your repository contents from a separate source instead of the upstream repo. So this might be handy if you have some repository that's closer to your data center or your server, but you still want to get the metadata from the source of truth, which is the actual upstream server itself. So anyway, we have this type simplified, which allows you to create an alternate content source from a product. So it'll take all the repos and it'll make alternate content sources for them on any of your smart proxies. So that way your smart proxies can sync the content straight from the upstream instead of from your Catella instance, just in case your connection there is slow. There are a few use cases for alternate content sources. Please check up on one of my previous demos for more information about those, or ping me in the community. But what I'm here to show you today is we have Hammer support for creating these simplified alternate content sources. And it's very easy to create one. I'll show you how. So firstly, in Hammer, let me bring this up. So the command you start with is alternate content sources. And then you'd use the create command.
Sorry, Ian, we still can see it. We see the Fedora screensaver, maybe.
Oh, sorry. Yes, let me fix that. So it's confusing when you have two monitors. Anyway, you didn't miss anything. So Hammer, what you start out with here on the terminal, you should be able to see it now, is you just use this Hammer alternate content sources create command. And then you always should start with a name because everything needs a unique name. I'll just call it simplified. And then you need to give it a type. So the types you can select here are custom, where you enter everything yourself, simplified, where you just enter the product IDs, and then there's a third type that will show up, RUI, which is for connecting to the Red Hat update infrastructure. That for now just looks like custom. Eventually it'll look easier. There'll be fewer items that you have to type in. But for now, the RUI type is mostly for if you're entering it in the UI. We have extra help there. But you're still free to use it if you do have a RUI one, just if you want to separate them out. Anyway, so alternate content source type. I'll make it simplified here. And then the other thing you have to pick are your product IDs. I have a product here, my buttermilk pancakes product, which has the ID 1. So we'll type 1 in here. And you can give it a comma separated list. And then the last thing you need to give are the smart proxy IDs. And these are the smart proxies that you want your ACS to be deployed to. I have a couple of smart proxies here. I have my primary smart proxy, and then I have a smart proxy which is mirroring content for me. And this one has an ID of 2, so I'll just select that one. And let me make sure this looks all set. Should be good, so we can run the command. So it tells me it's been created. You can also list alternate content sources. So we have, you can see I have 3 here. And now let's just take a quick look at the UI. Refresh my page. I already had a simplified and a custom one. Now we'll have a new simplified one that we can look at. So if you click on your ACS, a nice panel will pop up in the side so you can look at everything. You'll see your smart proxies and your products. And let me just go over real quick the help. So if you look at the help create page, here are the options you can have. Some of these options, they're not necessarily relevant to all the types. Like, for example, you won't need to put in certificates for simplified. We're still working on fixing bugs and making it easier to use, but you should be getting errors if you use a type that's not supported. And another type that or another option that I wanted to mention is use HTTP proxies. So you can have your alternate content source download its content over a proxy. And that proxy is assigned on the smart proxy. So if you go to the smart proxies page, you can select an alternate content source HTTP proxy. And then all you need to do is flip this flag to use HTTP proxies on your alternate content source if you want them to use the assigned HTTP proxies. And yeah, that is all I had to say. I just wanted to mention that the alternate content sources documentation is in progress. You can ping us in the community if you have any questions. Just let me know. I'm Ibalou, IBALLOU on the Foreman community. And that's it. Thanks.
Thanks, Ian. So if we have any questions, this is the time to ask. Okay, so for now we can move on to our next topic, which is virtualization, card, and related attributes by Lucy.
Thank you. Let me share my screen. Can you see it? Can you see it?
Yeah, it looks great.
Okay. In this demo, I'm going to show you the virtualization card. There's a new card in host details. For virtual machines that are managed by Catano, where compute resource, you can check the information about the host in this host details pages. And under the details tab, the virtualization card is added here. The information in this card is different based on its provider type. And you can see from this one, this is a ref VM. So you have the name, cores per socket, memory, display, network, MAC. At the bottom is the running on attribute. That's the compute source for this VMware, for this virtual machine. And I'm going to show you another one from VMware. You see the information in the card is different from the ref one. So you have the data center, cluster, memory, etc. The virtualization card has been added for VMs of VMware, OpenStack, EC2, NipVert, and REV. If you see one card with only one attribute called the running on attribute, that means this card for this provider is missing. It's not added yet. And this card is modeled after the VM template that still exists in Nexi UI. So if you click the Nexi UI here, that will bring you to this page. And under the VM tab, that's the template for the new virtualization card. And I don't have all the providers to test with. So if you find any issue with this card, please let us know. Other than the virtualization card, there's also a virtualization related attribute added to the system properties card. For virtual machine, that's called virtual host. That's where the VM is located. You click on that, that will bring you to the virtual host. It took a while. Okay, so for this host, if you go to the system properties card, you have a virtual guests. That tells you how many virtual machines from this hypervisor is managed by this Catano server. So in my testing environment, I have 2 VMs from this hypervisor. And that's it for today.
Thanks, Lucy. So I just wanted to clear something out. You said that not all providers are covered. You don't have, you didn't test all the providers, right? Can you repeat this?
That's correct. Yes, only the VMs from VMware, OpenStack, EC2, NipVert, and REV are added.
Okay, great. So it looks like you've got most of them covered. But yeah, if someone finds something that doesn't look right, please let us know. You can reach out to me or Lucy, and we'll take care of it. Okay, any more questions from anyone? Okay, I guess we can move on. Feel free to ask questions anytime, even about the previous demos. Okay, so let me just share my screen because the next topic is mine. Just a sec. Well, I want to make sure you see everything. Okay. Great. So the next topic, as I said, is mine. And I'm going to talk about Ansible job execution. We got some job execution that were failing, and that causes us a 500 error code. So first of all, we wanted to take care of that, which we did. So right now we shouldn't get any like 500 error codes if your ansible job execution got failed from any reason. But we also wanted to take this one step further and also display to the error message that we're getting. So you'll be able to see why your job execution got failed. So because we have some time, I guess I can show you a live example. So for example, I have this VM, this machine that currently is not running, and I'm going to run an ansible job on it. So I have this ping role, very basic, just performing a ping, but it won't work, obviously, because the machine is not running currently. So I'm going to run ansible roles. Great, can see it got invoked. And here under running, yeah, I can see run ansible roles 10 seconds ago. This one is mine. Okay, sorry, I guess not all of you can see it. Okay. Yeah, now I'm going to the job invocation details. So yeah, of course, it got the job is failing. And here, let me zoom in a little bit. You can see that, yeah, I mean, the connection is unreachable. Of course, my machine is not running. And now I want to show you the config template, the config report, sorry. So basically you can go to monitor from the UI menu, and here on the report is the first one, the config management. It will direct you to that page, and here you can see, yeah, this is my host. This is the job that I ran 1 minute ago. And yeah, you can see here I got an error, and right now you can see why this error got caused. I mean, the reason for the error. Yes, so I want to show you another example for a longer error that we got, because not always they're going to be displayed this way. So for example, here I have another error that I got previous log, and here you can see the error is very long. So we still want to display this error, so like, to give you the opportunity to see why it was failing. So we added this message here, even though it's very long. That's why we have this button here to allow you to hide and expand the whole message. Yeah, so that's it on that subject. And actually, this is the last topic for this demo. So if anyone has any questions, I think now would be the time to ask. Okay, so I guess everything's clear. I don't see any messages on the YouTube channel and on our Libre chat. So I guess we'll say goodbye to everyone. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for everyone who presented today. We'll see you next time.